Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great commentary. So, I finally tried both mushrooms and acid this week. In a previous video, I mentioned going to a psychedelic meetup. At that meetup, I wasn't able to score any psychedelics per se, or I guess I kind of was. I got the guy who did the meetup gave me this like free sample pack of like this stuff called Mushmore, and which are supposed to be like micro doses of mushrooms, but they're like in pill form. So I took them, and then I think it was the next day or something. I took 3. I don't know how many you're supposed to take. I think you're supposed to take 1, but I know that I'm like, not very sensitive to these things. So I took 3, and it definitely had an effect. Like, it made me like kind of just woozy. But that was it. That was the only impact. So then I can't remember whether it was the day after that or the day after the day after. But I was like, I'll just try taking the rest. So I think there's like 15 in there. So I took 12. Yeah, no effect. Again, got woozy, but that was it. And then I immediately, I stayed up for a while after, but then I went and I took a nap. And then when I woke up from my nap, I had this like really bad pain in my legs. So it took me like, it was a few minutes before I could even walk normally. Like, my knees really hurt. I'm not sure what that was all about. But then later on in the week, a buddy of mine who still had who had access to some acid, I said, like I said, I'm really desperate for this now. Can you get it to me? And he said, yeah. And he got it over to me, and he said, like, this is enough to get you like really deep. Said, in fact, don't even take it all now. Just take a little bit, and then see how you're doing. And then, you can take more if you need to. So I did take a little bit, and then I was like, nah, nothing's happening, so fuck this. So I took the whole thing. Again, no reaction. Same thing, like a little dizzy. That was it. And, I kind of got this feeling, like a brief feeling, like I wasn't really in my body. Like I was like disconnected from my body. But like not in like kind of like any metaphysical trippy way. Just like the neurons weren't firing properly. So it wasn't really pleasant or unpleasant, and I don't feel like I got anything out of it. I definitely didn't have any type of trippy experience at all. I mean, when I closed my eyes, I guess I had some like very minor visuals, but not much just beyond the kind of visuals you get like when, you're going to sleep and you're getting those like dreamy visuals. So yeah, so the first experiment with psychedelics has been a pretty huge failure. I've always been like this with drugs. Like, like I've smoked weed like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 times in my life, but I've only been high once, and I had to smoke so much to get it. Like, there's when we were kids and I would smoke. It's hard for me to smoke a lot because of my asthma, but it just doesn't matter. I just couldn't get high. And I know it's hard to get high when you don't have it in your system for weed, but for me it was really hard. And but this is different though. I'm wondering, like, I'm worried that like those decades of SSRI use have made it so I just can't respond to psychedelics, which would suck because I'm really interested in exploring these alternate states of consciousness, these other dimensions. Well, how the hell am I supposed to do that if I can't use psychedelics? And then, of course, I need some, depression relief. And I've got to say that I have not noticed any improvement in the depression from taking these. So, the only other thing I could think of is, like, just doing it the hard way, like, long mental training with sense restraint, and then use that to get the discipline to fast or stay awake or do stuff. So, like, I don't know. But the thing is, I can't do sense restraint. Like, it's weird because there was this time, I think I mentioned it to you guys before, where I got stranded and coming home from my brother's house. and like incompetent AAA left me on the side of the highway for like almost 5 hours, and no problem. I mean, like I wasn't having the time of my life or anything, but that's, I mean, there was nothing, because there was nothing to do. You know, my phone died pretty quickly, and I'm just sitting there in the car, and I was okay. You know, I was okay. It, you know, again, it wasn't pleasant, but I was okay. And you know, if I'm traveling on a plane or a train, or you know, even if somebody else is driving me in the car, I can sit there and just be fine. But for some reason, like when I'm just on my own time around the house, I just cannot force myself to just sit still and just stare there. You know, like I like the temptation to use the internet or, you know, turn on the TV is just too much, and I can't overcome it. So I don't get why I can do it in a car, but I just can't do it, you know, by myself. And the reason that I'm bringing it all up is because that's like, you know, if you want to train the mind, you have to engage in sense restraint. And it seems like I can't do that. So I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. You know, like, it's because I can't, because if drugs aren't going to work, I don't know. Now, at the end of the month, you know, so maybe like 20 days, 20 to 30 days, that friend who got me the acid, he said he's going to have like a large amount of mushrooms available. So since it's real mushrooms and not just in like the pill form, because who knows if that was strong enough, maybe if I take a high enough dose, it'll work. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. You know, I did find somebody around here who does like mushroom treatment. I don't even know how that's legal, but but yeah, like she charges $800. I don't have $800, so you know, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I really want to do is DMT, because not only does that sound like it's the best one of them all, but I don't think that it does. It seems like it works on a different mechanism. Like all my SSRI-induced brain damage wouldn't be impacted by that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'll keep looking, because that's just how I am. But we'll see. That's all for now. See you in the next.